Yo, what's up, guys? Hey, man, welcome back to the X-Ray Zone. You already know, man. I know it's been a minute. I'm trying to drop videos when I can, but as you know, man, I get a little busy. But thank you guys for, supporting me. Thank you for coming on here and watching my videos. I know there's a lot of new viewers that come on here that never watched none of my videos at all. So to you guys, it's new. But for my day ones, I know that, you're looking for some more, information out there. And I appreciate you guys, watching my videos. And, I appreciate you. Consider following here, man, on Instagram. Same name, the X-Ray Zone. I try to post, I try to keep up with all of them, but on there, just DM me any kind of questions. I know people tried to DM me earlier when I first started the page for some questions and I couldn't get to them. And I was trying to do something differently, but I see that doesn't work for me right now. So any questions you have, follow me on Instagram, the X-Ray Zone, DM me. But make sure you follow me, DM me. I'm happy to answer all your questions that you need. Maybe not right away, but I'll get to it eventually, and I'll answer all the questions you need. Also, consider following me here on TikTok. Same thing, the X-Ray Zone. Follow me. I try to answer questions. I get some questions on there, so I try to answer. I try to make videos when I can. The thing about the medical field, especially X-ray, is that not every hospital or facility allows you to record their equipment, record you in their scrubs. Of course you can use your badge, things like that, but some facilities like, yeah, man, just you can record, just don't, you can record a machine, just don't show HIPAA, don't show patient information, which of course I know better. But then there's some places like, no, don't show our machines, don't show our rooms, don't show anything. So in my case, it's kind of hard to really give you real life and real in-depth videos, like to show you the CT machine, show your X-ray machine, show your portable machine, like to its full capacity, because of the fact that most places I work at does not allow me to do that. So that's why I don't really give you real life footage, because I can't. But maybe one day I'll get into a facility that they don't mind me recording, but we'll see, man. But guys, I'll give you videos when I can. But on today's video is about what to do when you finally do get accepted into the radiology tech program, or any program in general, whether it's nursing, whether it's PTA, whether it's whatever, medical, anything that involves dedication. These are I'm gonna give you 3 do's and 3 don'ts of what to do once you get accepted into the program, okay? So let's start with the don'ts. Everybody wants to do what should I not do? I'm gonna tell you. So the first one is, do not go out on weekends or when you have some free time. And the reason I say that is because when you go out, you give yourself that little bit of freedom, right? Because you're dedicated. You have to be dedicated for 2 years, right? You give yourself that one little freedom, and say you have a test the next day or 2 days and you get by like, oh, I got an 81. And then you're like, you know what? I can continue doing that. Hey, man, I did it last time. And what happens, man, it ends up catching up with you. You know what I'm saying? So for 2 years, try your best not to get involved in any kind of going out, weekends, nothing like that. Unless you're on spring break, you're going to be off for a whole week and you have nothing to do, then hey, man, by all means, go out there, have fun, enjoy life, enjoy the accomplishments and the steps you already took to get to where you're trying to be, right? So that's okay. But I'm saying, like, if if it's a Friday, you got a test on Monday, do not try to go out on the weekends and try to do all the activities everybody else, knowing that you have a different responsibility than other people, so that's definitely don't do that. All right. So the second don't is this. So don't put school second. That's one thing that a lot of people, that's why a lot of people fell out, because they put school second. Once you work so hard to get accepted into this program, the last thing you want to do is put what you already dedicated a year and a half to get your prerequisites, whatever you had to do to get your life in order to get to this point. Do not make school second. I'm not saying to put it before your kids or your husband, no. But yes, I know it's kind of like a catch-22, but if your daughter's like, hey, I want to go to the park, blah, blah, and then you're like, look, man, I got to study for this test, baby, please let me concentrate. I got a test tomorrow. Those that I mean that, now you got to put the baby second for a night, study for your test, do good on your test, then you can take him or to the park, the next day. That's what I mean. I'm not saying if they're sick and a fever, ignore them, nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, you got to put school first. And just like anything, man, school is they're jealous. School, and what I mean by that is for a metaphor, right? Like when they say you can't play boxing, and what they mean by that, when you can't play boxing, means that you're a boxer. That doesn't mean you get to go eat McDonald's and Burger King and Popeye's chicken, a month before a fight, because you know better. You know that you have a fight coming up. You have to be in tip top shape with stamina, eating right, drinking water, staying hydrated, things like that. So that's what I'm saying. You can't play school. You have to, be on time, keep up with all your work. You got to be there and keep it 100, because at any time they can throw you a test. At any time they can throw you a quiz. At any time they can, So you can't play school, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no shortcuts. So that's very important. Do not put school second. The third one is this. Yes, you cannot put homework to the side. But like, you know what? I'm procrastinating. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, or I'm gonna do it here, or you know what? Let's do it tomorrow. I can do 100 questions in an hour, whatever the case may be. What happens, man, is that when we start putting things and procrastinating, that just builds up. So now you're missing work from last week that should have been done this week. Now you got this week's homework that's due tomorrow. So you don't want to sit there and fall behind and not do your homework because you want to go out, or you want to procrastinate, you want to watch the next episode or whatever show on Netflix or whatever the case may be, man. You have to be 110% committed to these programs, because at the end of the day, bro, they don't care about you. You have to care about yourself. You're in college now. The teachers are going to be like, hey, just throwing a name out there. Hey, Christopher, why didn't you come to class today? Are you okay? Like you didn't come for 3 days. You did so bad on your test, or, whatever. Like, they don't care. Now, don't get me wrong. You get some teachers that are nice and things like that, and they'll be like, oh, how's he doing? Is he really sick or whatever? But I'm just saying, like, they're not going to sit there and be like, hey, man, you got to come to school. Make sure you're on time. Make sure you do. Like, they're not there to babysit you. They're there to teach you a program, get you ready to go out to the real world life. And that's their job. It's your job to make sure you get to school on time, make sure you're committed, because if not, you're only cheating yourself, and you are the one responsible for this. So you gotta be committed, man. You know what I mean? All right, those are all the don'ts. Don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do none of that. Now I'm gonna give you the do's, like what you should do whenever you get into the program, how you gonna survive. These are the surviving mechanism techniques. Now I know the techniques, but these are gonna help you, all right? So the first one, I would say this. Yes, every time you're from school, man, try to study at least an hour to 2 hours a day, or whatever you studied that day. I know that seems a little excessive, because you might, I just want over 5 definitions. Well, look what those definitions are up, or vocabulary, or medical terms. Look it up, put some images in your head about it, you know what I'm saying? And try to like really understand the material, and not just memorize the material. Try to sit there and really understand what they taught you today. Sometimes, man, you have to put a little extra effort. It's kind of like what is that saying back in the day? I'm a little old school, right? So they say that champions are made in the off season, right? I love sports. So basically, it's like, you're not gonna do everything during the season. Whenever you're playing, you're not gonna sit there now. Oh, I'm gonna study the playbook now that the season starts. No, you do it on the off season. The off season is when you start lifting weights, getting jacked, studying the playbook, studying your opponent, seeing what's going on. Same thing with school. You go to school, you learn, you go home. When you go home is your off season per se. You go home, you study on your own, see what's going on. What can I work on? What did I understand? Write it down. Go look it up. Google, man. YouTube is such an amazing tool that you can learn everything and anything you want to learn. You know what I'm saying? So that's on you. So make sure that you study for an hour or two after school every day, and that way the material can stay in your head locked in. You know what I mean? So the second thing you should do is here. Yes, very, very important, man. Create study groups. I don't care if you have 20 people in your class, 15 people in your class, 5 people. If you got 5 people, y'all better be best friends for 2 years. That's all I gotta say, because all of you kind of depend on each other. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not dependent on so and so to get your grade. You're not dependent on so and so to, if they don't come to school, then you're gonna fail. No, it's not that. But if you guys come together, y'all bond together, maybe this person understood something that you didn't understand, and you understood something that they didn't understand, and then somebody else understood a piece that y'all both didn't understand, and y'all come together, man. There's power in numbers. So if y'all come together, man, create study groups, make time, make your school your family, then you'll understand then there's a 99% pass rate, in my opinion, because not only are you dedicated to yourself and your family to pass, now you're dedicated to them too, because you know what, like you think in your head like, man, we all study so hard, like I want to pass because it's in some weird way, like I want to make you proud. I don't want to let you down. I don't want all the studying we did to go to waste. You know what I'm saying? So y'all hold each other accountable, and that makes you guys a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you definitely do. Create study groups. Whether, if y'all married, you got a significant other, you live an hour and a half away, you can't do it. Create text. We create FaceTime groups, Zoom meetings. Just there's so many ways I can get together without being together. You know what I'm saying? So, get that. Make sure you do that. The third thing is, what did I write down? Oh yeah, this is super, super important, guys, and you cannot let this slip by the cracks. And is this, you have to make some time for yourself. Yes, I know I said, hey man, I'll be going out there, going clubbing, partying, going to the movies, your baby birthday party. No, you can't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? But you do need some meditation time, some self-reflecting time, some relaxing time. That is super, super important, because your body is going through a lot of stress. It's going through change, it's going through stress, it's going through emotions, physical emotions, mental emotions. Am I doing good enough? Am I gaining weight? Am I eating right? Am I gonna pass this test? Do I deserve this? Like, there's so many things that go through your mind while you're in school, that you need that time to relax. If going to church is your time for your family, go to church. Take that time, be with your family, and do what you got to do. If there's something else that you do for you, do it. But make sure you take some time for yourself, guys, because this does take a mental load on you. It is super hard, but it's super doable, and it's super, what am I working for? It's super like self-worth. There's something that happens to you if you've never done anything as far as get a certification, as far as like working so hard to get something. It does something to your soul, to your body. Whenever you do accomplish that, you feel so good about yourself, man. But you will do it. You can do it. Okay. So I know this is a long video, but I hope that this helped some of you guys out there, getting prepared to get into the program, and getting ready to take that step, man, because it's super important. But guys, as always, thank you for watching my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I'll be back.
Давай улыбаемся.